In chemistry, a word equation is a chemical reaction expressed in words rather than chemical formulas. A word equation should state reactants, which are our starting materials, and then we should have products, which is what we end up with. There's also a directional word. The directional word indicates that we will have an arrow. The arrow points towards the right-hand side because as we read, we start at the left and end at the right. So our reactants will always be on the left-handed side, where our products will always be on the right-hand side. There are some key words to watch for when reading or writing a word equation. The words and or plus, these indicate that one chemical and another are both reactants or products. We use a plus sign to show this. So if I have two reactants, I might say reactant A plus reactant B. The plus sign means that we will use a plus symbol. If I say reactant A and reactant B, the and indicates a plus symbol. I might say we produce reactant C or product C and product D. That would indicate a product. So and plus could be used on both sides. Anytime I say is reacted with, to make, forms, makes, or yields, that indicates that everything to the right is going to be a product. What is it going to be to the right of? It will be to the right of our directional arrow. Next, we're going to talk about our reactants written into a word equation. We start with our reactants, such as chemical 1. I'm just starting with just a generic thing here. Chemical 1 that is added to or reacts with, which is a plus sign, chemical 2. Now there's no limit on how many chemicals you can have as reactants, so I'm going to put a plus and etc. here so we can all see this. Okay? Once I know how many reactions I have listed, I list them by their name. I'm not writing any formulas, I just write their name. I put the plus sign in. I then have my arrow. Once I have the arrow, it's telling me I'm yielding, I'm producing, I am making products. The products in a chemical reaction must be different than the reactants. So I have a third chemical. Maybe I'm producing a fourth chemical. And again, there's no limit on how many products that I can make. In using our works that we've been doing, we know that we have reactants and we have products. Reactants are always on the left-hand side. Products are on the right-hand side. When given a reaction, they might say that you have silver nitrate reacts with, so that's going to be a plus sign, sodium chloride. To yield means we're making this or yielding this. What we will make then are two new products. Okay, I have two solutions. You're usually going to see these as aqueous solutions, meaning that each of these compounds have been dissolved in water. The silver and the chlorine are going to get together and they're going to make silver chloride. So silver chloride plus sodium nitrate. Now, when this happens, they're going to tell you that this one is actually a solid. Later on in the year, we're going to talk about how that has to be a solid in order for this reaction to be considered to have taken place. Right now, all we need to know is if I say that you start with silver nitrate plus silver or sodium chloride, both in an aqueous solution, mixed together, they will form a new solid and a new solution. We do not use the word equations for physical changes, mainly because in a physical change, you're going to have a chemical 1 that's going to be in one state, and then you don't have anything to plus to it. So you're just going to go straight to the same chemical in another state. So since it's the same thing, we don't use this type of nomenclature system for doing anything that would be for a physical reaction.